Over the past 25 years, the Artist in Residence program has brought dozens of artists to Rocky, where they can work without the distractions of everyday life and fully concentrate on their creative work. Each one brings a unique perspective. Especially Drew Bedo, a photographer who can't fully appreciate the scenery around him.
I've got no vision in my right eye and 2200 vision in my left eye. Sometimes this is the hardest part of the whole thing for me, is actually getting the camera right on the tripod, finding that little hole.
He lost most of his sight when a blood vessel in his head ruptured, damaging his optic nerve.
I lost my vision quite suddenly in 2002, in November of 2002, and my whole world changed. And eventually I stopped working. I couldn't work anymore. And I was in a period of pretty severe depression. And I got out my camera, big wooden studio camera and all that, and I was going to burn it. I was going to throw it away or burn it or something.
But instead of burning his camera and wallowing in self-pity, Bedo learned to adapt. He found he had just enough vision in one eye to operate a camera using a high-powered magnifying lens to read the light meter and set the exposure.
I was just elated. There was something that I could do. And instead of watching Oprah Winfrey in my recliner or something.
As he adapted to his limited vision, he learned to look at the world in a new way. Instead of trying to capture the grand vistas of the park, now he focuses on the small bits of beauty that others might miss.
I'd like to convey a sense of small beauty about the park. You see all the sweeping vistas and you say, oh, how grand. But there's so much more when you walk up close. It's all right there. And that's the kind of imagery that I'm best at. And I hope I can bring some of that to people.
And although he can't really see much of the scenery that surrounds him, he loves knowing he is in such a beautiful place.
Well, there's this feeling of humility. It's so gorgeous. It's so large. I feel honored to be a part of walking around in this gorgeous sunshine. You can't photograph the sound of the wind or the smell of the pine trees. You can't, you know, and yet you kind of try. You've just got to feel that you're part of something much larger, and you're not just taking pictures of a flower. You're taking pictures of an existence, I guess. Excellent.